3 Russian military jets violated NATO member Estonia's airspace for 12 minutes on Friday. In an unprecedentedly brazen incursion, Estonia said, "The incursion is latest in a series of recent military actions by Russia that have rattled the alliance." However, Russia's defense ministry denied its jets violated Estonian airspace, saying they flew over neutral waters. With tensions already high because of the war in Ukraine, the incursion came just over a week after more than 20 Russian drones entered Polish airspace on the night of September 9th to 10th. The incursion in Estonia has happened 3 days after Russia and Belarus ended their Zapad 2025 joint military exercises.
And it was a very clear provocation. It was definitely meant like this, and that's why we are calling as well Article 4 political consultations, that if you put everything together, what has happened during the last couple of weeks, I mean as well the attacks against Poland with the 19 drones. So this is already a systematical NATO test, and that's why we asked that NATO allies, they're showing as well very clear unity amongst NATO. As well, let's discuss what can we do for the Baltic states and the eastern flank, because it is clear that Putin has started on a new level testing NATO and a new level provocation. So this is an adequate response from our side. Putin only understands the language of strength. And also, if we're talking about Russian aggression against Ukraine, so we need to increase the military support to Ukraine. We need to increase the pressure to Putin using more sanctions, more tariffs. Also, we need to decide finally to start using the Russian frozen assets. And if we're talking about his provocations against NATO, we must show that we are united, we are ready, we are able to increase our capabilities. For us as well, it is important that NATO shows and gives a message to Putin, but also publicly to our allies that NATO is united, and we take this situation very seriously, because the situation is very serious.
Russian jets routinely fly over the Baltic Sea between mainland Russia and its exclave of Kaliningrad. In a statement issued early on Saturday, the Russian Defense Ministry said its jets flew over neutral waters of the Baltic Sea in proceeding from northwest Russia to Kaliningrad, US.
On September 19th, 3 Russian MiG-31 fighters made a scheduled flight from Karelia to an airfield in the Kaliningrad region. The flight was carried out in strict conformity with international rules governing airspace, with no violation of the borders of other states, as is confirmed by independent checks. During the flight, the Russian aircraft did not deviate from the agreed flight path and did not violate Estonian airspace. The flight route of the aircraft ran over the neutral waters of the Baltic Sea at a distance of more than 3 kilometers from the island of Vindloo, said Russian Defense Ministry.
President Donald Trump said late on Friday afternoon that he had not been briefed on the incident but expected he would be later.
Russian jets entered Estonia's airspace today for 12 minutes. Do you see that as a threat to NATO?
Well, I'm going to have to look at it. They're going to be briefing me in a short while, so I'll let you know about it tonight or tomorrow.
What's your take in general? Just being
well, I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't love it when that happens. It could be big trouble, but I'll let you know later. They're going to brief me in about an hour.
However, Estonia said it had summoned the top Russian diplomat in the country to lodge a protest and deliver a note. Estonian Prime Minister Kristen Michal said his country had decided to ask NATO to open consultations under Article 4 of the Alliance's treaty. Article 4 states that members of the NATO will consult together whenever, in the opinion of any of them, the territory, political independence, or security of any of them is threatened.